All right, so NASCAR has done it. Other sports have done it. Now the PGA Tour officially returns this week at Colonial in Fort Worth. Tomorrow you'll see the start of the return of the PGA Tour season on Golf Channel, the Charles Schwab Challenge. And that's where Kevin Na, the defending champion, got a practice round in yesterday as he continues his preparations for the return. And resplendent in the jacket that goes to the champion is Kevin Na, who joins us now from Fort Worth. It's a little hot for that jacket from what I hear, Kev.
I got great air conditioning here. You know what? It's okay if it's hot. I can wear this anywhere.
It's nice when it's a champion's jacket, that's for sure. All right, what was it like yesterday to go out and play a practice round with a tour event for the first time in really 3 months?
Yeah, I got a chance to play 9 holes yesterday. It was weird a little bit. We had 3 months off, and coming back, I haven't been able to practice a whole lot, but it was really nice to be back and to see my fellow competitors and to be able to have a little game with my friends. It was a lot of fun.
This bubble that has been discussed, the players trying to stay as within a bubble once the testing has gone on and all of that. Can you walk us through from when you started testing and leaving home to now, what you've been through and what it's been like?
Yes. So before we left home, every player sent in a test kit from home. And after you tested negative, you were able to fly. And once you got here, as soon as you get here, we went to a testing site where they did another test. And within a few hours, we get a text saying that you tested negative. And once you get that text, you're able to go play a practice round, be able to go in the clubhouse and use the facility. And they're taking every step possible to take the right precautions.
How comfortable do you feel so far doing all this stuff?
No, I feel really comfortable. It feels like everything feels normal besides the no fan part. Obviously, there's no fans this week, no grandstand. It's a totally different look to the golf course, and it's going to be a different atmosphere. But besides that, it feels somewhat normal. I mean, obviously, we're practicing social distancing, but the rest of it seems like we're back.
Kevin, I traveled once during this stretch, and I found it really odd to be in a hotel room, which I've done thousands of nights in my life, and you're thinking twice about everything you do. Have you found any of that as you get back out on the road?
Yes. Obviously, it was different being home 3 months straight. I mean, I can't remember the last time I did that. And I'm actually staying at a friend's house this week. And it's just me and my caddy. Nobody's there. And I woke up in the morning, Tuesday morning, which was yesterday morning. I woke up, I looked around, and for a split second, I was like, where am I? I didn't know where I was for a split second. All right, that's right. We're back. I'm playing Colonial this week.
And here you are. Let's get to some golf here because you can play, and you said you haven't been playing a ton, but played a little bit leading up to getting on the road. What are you thinking about in terms of managing your game and how rusty you might be, considering you haven't had that competitive sharpness that's week in, week out in a regular tour season?
Yeah, in the 3 month stretch, I think I played 3 9 holes, and then one 18 hole the day before I left. So one full round before I got here. But I practiced, been working out, so my swing and game feels good. My coach Drew Steckel lives right down the street from me, so we got plenty of practice in. But I really don't know what to expect. My swing feels good, but at the same time, it's not the same as playing at home and at a tour event. So I have no expectation, or I don't know what to expect, I should say. But that first round is going to be really important for me, because for me to be able to get a good start, so everything will go smoothly for the rest of the week.
Explain to the fans, as you're a champion there now at Colonial, your name's up on the board. You got to check that out as you came into the property. What is Colonial going to be like in June as players come back to the tour?
Yeah, Colonial in June is very, very warm. The temperatures are in the mid-90s with humidity. It's going to be important to stay hydrated this week. And the caddies they haven't caddied for a long time, and players are going to be tired, and we're going to be rusty. You might see some high scores in the. It's normal. When players are rusty, it happens. So it'll be interesting who plays well and who doesn't.
Yeah. Your history at Colonial has been pretty interesting here along the way. What did the victory mean to you last year?
Yeah, Colonial Country Club, it fits my game really well. I've had some success here. I've tied the course record 61. And it's something about this golf course that I feel really good about. And I always felt like I had a good chance of winning here. And I've led this tournament numerous of times. And for me to pull it off last year was a great feeling. To add my name on the wall of champions in that first tee, it's a great feeling. And it's a golf course that I always wanted every year that I came back here, and I felt like, I can win here. And to be able to validate that, it was an incredible feeling.
See Steve Stricker's name up on that wall as well, and Steve Stricker is the Ryder Cup captain. Some changes with the thoughts on the Ryder Cup, more captains picks, if in fact it does happen, as opposed to the number of guys qualifying for it. As a player, how does that affect your mindset of a team that you'd hope to be a part of?
Yes, making the Ryder Cup team is a big goal of mine, and I did see that they changed that more captains pick for this year, and it makes sense because the season's been shortened. You have to make some changes on because you don't have as many opportunities to get points, and I understand what they're doing. I think they're making the right call. I'm sure Steve is going to be watching all the players, how they perform lately and how they performed before all this. So he'll take consideration of everything that's been going on. So I hope to be on the good side of Steve Stricker. I know I've had the opportunity to play with Steve a lot in beginning early in my career, and I think I have a similar game as he does. So hopefully that will play an advantage role for me.
We had Jim Furyk, a past Ryder Cup captain, on the show last week, and he talked about how different the Ryder Cup would be without fans. The plan now is to play the first 5 events here, Hilton Head, Hartford, Detroit, and then the first of 2 at Muirfield Village outside of Columbus, Jack's Place, without fans. Can you just explain, in a sport where we've got volunteers holding up quiet please signs, how golfers might be impacted not having fans, that it might be tougher for you guys to play with no atmosphere?
We're definitely disappointed that there's no fans. I mean, fans is what makes the atmosphere of a sporting event. And when you make a key putt, or when you make the putt to win a golf tournament, and that roar and then that cheer, you remember that for a long time. And the fact that we won't have the opportunity to have that is disappointing. But we're still excited to play back. The fans will be watching on TV, and we know that, and all around the world. It's a totally different atmosphere. It's a totally different feeling. Like you said, there's no quiet sign that needs to be held up by volunteers. There's not going to be many volunteers. And another thing is that fans help you find golf balls when you hit it, off play. And we're going to have a more difficult time finding golf balls because there's less eyes on the ball.
You brought it up, so thanks to the entree. You made a 16 famously at the Texas Open one year. Then, by the way, went back, played the same hole with only a 6-iron, and made a 5. So it was just one of those days and one of those moments. But when you made that 16, you were wearing a microphone. And there's been some talk, and there will be a few players who are going to wear a microphone during competition this week. Will you do it? And what do you think of players doing it during PGA Tour rounds that count, not an exhibition like we saw with Mickelson and Tiger, and then the tailor-made one with Rory and the guys a couple of weeks before that?
I think being mic'd up is a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, I think once you start playing, you kind of forget about it, and it can be fun for the fans. And fans want to know what you and your caddy talk about, or what you and some fellow competitors talk about during the round, and it can be very entertaining. My first time that I ever got mic'd, I made a 16 on a hole 9 at TPC San Antonio. That was the last time I ever wore a mic. So no, I will not be wearing a mic this week.
Well, since you did that, we'll bring a famous good one to you. A couple of years back at the Players, you and Tiger had that great back and forth on 17, chasing the putt in as you reached for it almost before it got in the hole, and then Tiger followed in kind. It was just one of the genuine good laughs on the golf course during a competition we've ever seen, with Tiger especially. You got any plans for chasing the ball in the hole and going to get it before it drops this week?
Yeah, that became kind of my signature move after Tiger imitated me at the Players Championship last year. It was a great moment. It almost felt like a practice round. We forgot there was fans everywhere. I mean, there was a lot of people on that
Right.
hole. And it just felt like a moment
Yeah.
that you would do for fun when you're playing, with the guys in the practice round or at home. And it was a great moment. I've done it my whole career, and I'm going to keep doing it. Um, I'll probably do it sometime this week, and hopefully, I don't miss. and,
Right.
and, and it's gonna be fun.
That would change the look of it. That would change the look of it. If you're chasing it and it doesn't go in, that would be a different world. Hey, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. We know the week is unique and different and busy. You are the defending champ. It's nice to get back to golf, and we look forward to watching you this week, Kevin. All the best, man.
Thanks, Mike.